The boys are back in action today as we take on Hibs in the league. We've already won the title, so today could be a good chance to see some youngsters get minutes. However, today we want to discuss the huge deal the club are set to agree after Rodgers gave the green light. Not only that, we want to go over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Brendan Rodgers has given an honest assessment of Celtic's current youth prospects, admitting that while there is talent within the ranks, the next wave of first-team ready players are still some distance off. The Celtic manager was asked about the club's next generation following his attendance at the Glasgow Cup final last week, a match where fans were eager to see who might follow in the footsteps of homegrown success stories like Callum McGregor, James Forrest, Tony Ralston and Kieran Tierney. While the club has invested heavily in its development structure in recent years, Rodgers made it clear that there's no fast track to the first team and he's not going to hand out opportunities for the sake of it. This is what he said. It's going to be a little bit of time. That's the honest answer to that. The level of the Glasgow Cup final wasn't a great game. That's my view of the game. Obviously, the pitch wasn't in the best condition at the back end of the season, so the speed and the level of the game wasn't of the highest quality. There's some talented players here, but it's going to take them time and work and development in order to get the opportunity. If you look through my career, I've always played young players. I've played players as young as 16 years of age, but it's not meant to be easy. You don't just give players, they have to earn it and they have to deserve it and they have to be warranted that opportunity through hard work and quality, he said. While Celtic fans will be hoping for the next big academy breakthrough, Rodgers' comments suggest patience will be required and that only those who truly rise to the standard will be handed a place in the senior squad. The likes of Jude Bonnar has been given his first professional minutes this season, and with Rodgers looking to make some changes to the squad in the final few league games, he could be in line for some more appearances. Kyle Urey won Academy Player of the Year, and he's someone that the manager might want to look at more closely. Now for the main story. Brendan Rodgers has confirmed that Celtic coach Darren O'Dea is considering a move to Swansea City, with the former Hoops defender eyeing a return to frontline coaching. O'Dea, who currently serves as Celtic's professional player pathway manager, has been heavily linked with the assistant manager's role under newly appointed Swansea boss Alan Sheehan, and now Rodgers has acknowledged those talks are real. This is what Rodgers said. Yes, I spoke to Darren yesterday on that. He came to see me and get my thoughts on what that would be, what it would look like. Obviously, I know Swansea as a club and a city better than most. So, yes, I think that there may well be a possibility of him to go as a coach. I think in his heart he still sees himself as that. Probably the role he's in now is probably only doable at a club like Celtic, but I think his heart is in coaching and maybe the possibility to manage later on. So, yes, he just asked my opinion on it, and yes, so we'll see what happens on that, he concluded. Rodgers, who managed the Welsh side between 2010 and 2012, understands the opportunity that lies ahead for O'Dea if the move materialises. O'Dea has played a role in Celtic's development pathway, previously managing the B team before stepping into his current strategic role. However, it's clear Rodgers believes his former player is driven by the on-pitch side of the game. If O'Dea does head to the Championship side, it would mark a significant step forward in his coaching journey and leave a gap in Celtic's academy structure that may need to be filled ahead of pre-season. It will see O'Dea involved with the senior game, an absolute necessity if he wants to have a career in coaching or even managing at a decent level. There will likely be some movement in the next few days if the Celtic coach does indeed take up the position. In other news, Celtic Park is set to host its first match since the club clinched the league title at Tannadice, with Hibernian the visitors for Saturday's 3 p.m. kickoff. But the build-up to the penultimate home fixture of the season has been clouded by off-field tensions, as the Green Brigade confirmed they will not be permitted to stage a planned TIFO display. In a statement shared on social media, the group wrote, "Unfortunately, the club has refused tomorrow's NCC TIFO. This is a continued sanction due to the Green Brigade's red card and Bick McFarlane TIFOs. Despite repeated attempts, the club has refused to meet with the Green Brigade since November 2023. The statement follows direct communication from the club in which Celtic rejected the group's request to display a TIFO at the Hibs match, citing serious breaches of the banner protocol earlier in the season. In an email sent to the group, the club said it had reviewed events and concluded the breaches were significant enough to warrant the continuation of restrictions. The club stated, "The club does not approve the request to set up and display a tifo at tomorrow's match. The club therefore requests that the group does not bring any tifo or other banners to the stadium for the match." Celtic also reiterated safety and competition regulations in their response, including a prohibition on the use of pyrotechnics, and made clear that access to the stadium would not be granted for any unauthorised materials. However, the club left the door open to future discussions, saying it remains open to scheduling a meeting to discuss these matters at a future time. The decision means there will be no organised visual display in the standing section tomorrow, despite it being a celebratory return to Celtic Park following title success. Saturday's match will mark the final home fixture before Trophy Day next weekend. On the park, Brendan Rodgers' side will look to maintain their winning momentum heading into the Scottish Cup final. Lastly, Brendan Rodgers has responded to speculation linking Rio Hatate with a move away from Celtic amid reports that Serie A side Udinese are preparing a bid for the Japanese midfielder this summer. Hatate, 27, still has 2 years remaining on his current deal at Parkhead, but interest is mounting from across Europe. Udinese were reportedly scouting the player during Celtic's 5-1 win over Kilmarnock last month, where Hatate starred with 2 goals. Speaking about Hatate's future, Rodgers praised the midfielder's quality while also offering insight into his development and potential career trajectory. Rodgers said this, "I think for Rio, I can feel for him a little bit, especially in the first few years. There's been a little bit of inconsistency there. There's absolutely no doubt he's a big talent. He's a bit later in age now, even though he's 27. Maybe some clubs think he's at the wrong end of the asset age, and they tend to go for younger players. But for me, he's an absolutely outstanding player, by how he protects the ball, how he's prepared to play the risk pass. He's got goals, he can take the ball. I think the challenge for him has been sometimes in that really busy period when there are 3 games a week. And in that 3rd game, there's a bit of tiredness that sets in. You see him now, especially when there's 1 game a week, he's so good. A really gifted player. It took me a wee while to get inside him and his mind and everything else, but he's absolutely superb. He's certainly not underestimated by us because he's been really, really good this year. I think the club will always sit down with the representatives, and I know we'll be doing that over the course of these coming months with all the players and the negotiations. I'm sure agents will be coming in to see him as well. But yes, Rio's a really gifted player, and this is his 4th season here, Rodgers concluded. Rodgers confirmed that discussions with player representatives are due to take place over the coming months on Celtic TV. While Celtic remain in a strong contractual position, Hatate's form and profile are sure to attract further interest, particularly if he finishes the season strong in pursuit of a domestic treble. Whether he stays or goes, the summer will be a defining one for both the player and the club. He has always seemed to have links away, whether it be down south or further afield, like Germany or Italy. He's a bit of a late bloomer too. Starting his football journey later than most, he might see this summer as a great chance to take the next step in his career. What are your thoughts on these? Let us know down in the comment section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content.